My dear brothers and sisters of Burkina Faso, and to the great people of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, it is with a heavy heart, deep respect, and unwavering African solidarity that I come before you today to express our nation's deepest condolences over the passing of His Excellency, former President Muhammadu Buhari, a man whose name echoed not just in Nigeria but across the African continent and beyond. The news of his passing has left us all in mourning, and as the President of Burkina Faso, I extend the sympathy of every soul to our Nigerian brothers and sisters. This is not just a national loss for Nigeria, it is an African loss. A loss of wisdom, experience, discipline, and resilience. President Buhari was more than a leader. He was a symbol of military integrity, civilian humility, and unshakable national pride. He stood firm in the face of internal strife, insurgency, and international pressure. His path was never easy, yet he walked it with his head high, and his purpose clear: to safeguard the sovereignty of Nigeria, restore discipline to governance, and champion the interests of ordinary citizens. I personally respected his courage, especially during times when many expected silence, he chose to speak. When many expected retreat, he advanced. His commitment to security reforms, anti-corruption efforts, and Africa First diplomacy earned him not just admiration, but also criticism. But history will remember him as a leader who dared to lead by principle, not popularity. We in Burkina Faso will never forget the times Nigeria stood with us in solidarity through ECOWAS, through bilateral cooperation, and through shared African struggles. And so, in this moment of grief, we stand with Nigeria, we feel your pain, and we share your sorrow. Let this moment remind us of the importance of leadership grounded in purpose. Let it remind us that though we may come from different regions, with different cultures and languages, we are bound by a common African identity, an identity built on sacrifice, on hope, and on unity. I urge the Nigerian people to stay strong, to honor Buhari's memory by continuing to build the Nigeria he envisioned, a Nigeria that is strong, self-reliant, secure, and prosperous. His legacy is not one that dies with him, it is one that must inspire a generation of new African leaders, from Lagos to Ouagadougou, from Abuja to Bamako. As Burkina Faso, we mourn with you, but we also celebrate the life of a father, a patriot, and a statesman. We declare 3 days of national mourning in Burkina Faso to stand in solidarity with the Nigerian people. May Allah forgive his shortcomings, reward his sacrifices, and grant him Al-Jannah Firdaus. To Nigeria, we say, you have lost a leader, but Africa has gained a legacy. Rest in peace, President Muhammadu Buhari. Your journey ends, but your story lives on in the hearts of millions. May your soul find eternal peace. Long live Nigeria. Long live African unity. Long live the legacy of African leadership. Thank you.
Welcome to Talk of Africa 360, your source for insightful news, analysis, and thoughtful commentary. If you value informed perspectives and fact-based reporting, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss an update. Disclaimer: the content on this channel is based on reliable public sources and credible online information. It is intended strictly for educational and analytical purposes. We do not promote or endorse political violence, hate speech, or any form of discrimination. Our goal is to inform, not to inflame. Thanks for being here. Let's stay informed together.
Good evening, viewers, and welcome to this special broadcast. Today, we reflect on the life, service, and enduring legacy of one of Nigeria's most polarizing yet impactful leaders, the late President Muhammadu Buhari, a soldier, a reformer, a man of discipline. Whether you viewed him with admiration or criticism, one thing is certain: Muhammadu Buhari shaped Nigeria's political and military landscape for over 4 decades. Let's take a journey through his life, his vision for Nigeria, and the legacy he leaves behind. Born on December 17, 1942, in Dora, Katsina State, Muhammadu Buhari hailed from a humble Fulani family. He was the 23rd child of his father, a traditional chief, and grew up in the arid plains of northern Nigeria. From an early age, discipline and responsibility were drilled into him, qualities that would become trademarks of his leadership style. At the age of 19, he joined the Nigerian Military Training College and later trained in the UK, India, and the United States. Rising quickly through the ranks, Buhari became a key figure in Nigeria's military landscape. He served in various command roles, including during the Nigerian Civil War. His reputation for integrity and order followed him throughout his military career. In December 1983, following years of corruption and economic decline, Buhari emerged as the military head of state after a coup that ousted the democratically elected President Shehu Shagari. His military government came with a promise: to cleanse Nigeria of corruption, restore discipline, and instill accountability. During his brief tenure from 1983 to 1985, Buhari launched the controversial war against indiscipline, a nation-wide campaign that cracked down on lateness, bribery, and social misconduct. He implemented strict economic austerity measures, curbed imports, and jailed corrupt politicians. But critics argued that his rule was too authoritarian, and in 1985, he was overthrown in another coup led by General Ibrahim Babangida. After his ousting, Buhari spent years out of power both literally and politically. He was detained for a period and remained largely silent in the public space. But in the minds of many Nigerians, especially in the north, he had built a reputation as a man of integrity, incorruptible, patriotic, and austere. In the years that followed, he served as chairman of the Petroleum Trust Fund under General Sani Abacha in the 1990s. Even then, he was praised for efficient fund management, ensuring that road construction, health, and education projects were executed across the country. Still, Buhari's name began surfacing in conversations about democratic governance, raising the question, could a former military ruler become a democratic president? After 3 failed presidential bids in 2003, 2007, and 2011, Buhari finally achieved what many thought impossible. In 2015, riding on a wave of public anger against corruption and insecurity, he defeated incumbent President Goodluck Jonathan, becoming the first opposition candidate to unseat a sitting Nigerian president through the ballot box. It was a historic moment for Nigeria's democracy. Buhari's promise was clear: end Boko Haram terrorism, fight corruption, and revive the economy. His persona as a no-nonsense anti-corruption crusader gave millions hope, particularly the youth and working-class Nigerians tired of political excesses. But leadership in the democratic era was different from the military command structure he once knew. Buhari's presidency faced enormous challenges: economic recession, fluctuating oil prices, rising insecurity, and a bureaucracy resistant to reform. His war against corruption scored notable arrests and convictions, but critics argued it was selective. His administration invested heavily in infrastructure, roads, railways, and power projects stretched across the country. Notably, his partnership with China resulted in major rail lines in Lagos, Abuja, and Kaduna. Security remained a major concern. Though Boko Haram was technically degraded, banditry, kidnapping, and separatist movements escalated. Buhari's government struggled to address these issues fully, leading to widespread frustration. Still, many praised him for electoral reforms, an expansion of social welfare schemes like N-Power, and improved agricultural investment. His second term was marked by economic diversification attempts and the COVID-19 pandemic, which brought additional strain on an already fragile economy. President Muhammadu Buhari left office in May 2023 after serving 2 full terms. He retired quietly to his hometown of Dora, keeping a low profile. His passing marks the end of an era, one defined by discipline, control, and contradiction. To his supporters, Buhari will always be the soldier president who tried to clean up Nigeria and build infrastructure that had been ignored for decades. To his critics, he represents missed opportunities and unfulfilled promises. Yet in the arc of Nigeria's turbulent history, Muhammadu Buhari stands as one of its longest surviving public figures, having ruled both as a military head and a civilian president. He belongs to a rare category of leaders who defined multiple generations. As Nigeria mourns the loss of one of its most enduring leaders, it is also a time to reflect on courage, on conviction, and on the burden of leadership in Africa's most populous nation. Whether history judges him kindly or harshly, one thing is clear: Muhammadu Buhari's imprint on Nigeria is permanent. May his soul rest in peace. This has been a special tribute to the life and legacy of the late President Muhammadu Buhari. I'm John reporting. Thank you for watching.
As the nation reels from the shock of President Buhari's death, an unexpected visitor has arrived in Abuja. The president of Burkina Faso, Ibrahim Traore, known for his controversial stance on issues concerning the two nations, has been a vocal critic of the policies implemented by the former Nigerian leader. However, he made a surprising move by traveling to Nigeria and paying tribute to Buhari at his residence. But why is he here, and what does his visit signify? What is the hidden message behind his presence at this critical moment? Join us as we uncover the truth. The people of Nigeria are going through a tough time right now as they say goodbye to their president, Muhammadu Buhari, who died recently. Ibrahim Traore, the leader of Burkina Faso, went to Nigeria to pay his respects. This was a very important visit because it showed how much the two countries respected each other and how they worked together. When Traore met with Buhari's family, he gave them his deepest condolences and told them that the whole country of Burkina Faso was deeply affected by their loss. He also said that Buhari had died while trying to make the Sahel region better. Traore praised Buhari as a strong leader who didn't just work for his own country, but also for the entire Sahel area. He He said that Buhari's efforts to make the Sahel area better will never be forgotten, which shows how highly he thought of him. He also talked about how important it is to keep working toward peace and stability in the Sahel area, especially when there are worries about unrest in neighboring Niger. Traoré promised that Burkina Faso would work closely with Nigeria and other countries to solve these problems. By showing respect to Buhari and his family, he showed how committed he was to improving relations between the two countries. Traoré's trip to Nigeria was a sign of how important it is to work together in the area to make lasting peace and stability. But Traoré didn't stop there. He went on to pay tribute to the late President Buhari, calling him a symbol of honesty, humility, and patriotism. Traoré described Buhari as a mentor who guided Nigeria through difficult times, leaving a legacy of democracy and good governance. He also acknowledged Buhari's efforts to improve security and the economy, as well as his commitment to regional integration. Traoré's tribute was a powerful reminder of the impact Buhari had not only on Nigeria, but on the entire African continent. He was a true Pan-Africanist who believed in the unity and solidarity of Africa. As the leader of Burkina Faso, Traoré has a unique perspective on the challenges facing the Sahel region. He understands the importance of regional integration and cooperation in addressing issues such as poverty, inequality, and insecurity. He has taken steps to improve relations with Nigeria, which is seen as a model of democracy and good governance in the region. Traoré's admiration for Buhari is evident in his actions. He has worked to strengthen ties between Nigeria and Burkina Faso, including in the areas of trade, investment, and security. He has also been a vocal critic of foreign interference in the affairs of African countries, seeing it as a threat to stability and development. Ibrahim Traore's relationship with Nigeria and its people is complex. On the one hand, he has criticized some of Nigeria's policies, particularly those related to immigration and border security. He has accused Nigeria of lax border controls, which he says have led to insecurity in the Sahel region. Traoré has also criticized Nigeria's handling of the refugee crisis, saying that the influx of refugees has put a strain on resources and contributed to instability. Despite these criticisms, Traoré has also praised Nigeria for its contributions to regional stability and development. He has acknowledged Nigeria's role as a major player in the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, and its efforts to promote democracy and good governance in the region. Traoré has also praised Nigeria's cultural contributions to Africa, particularly in the areas of music, film, and literature. He has often cited Nigerian writers such as Chinua Achebe and Wole Soyinka as inspirations to him and other African writers. Overall, Traoré's relationship with Nigeria is one of both cooperation and tension. While he has criticized some of Nigeria's policies, he has also praised the country's contributions to regional stability and development. As leaders of two important African nations, Traoré and Nigeria's President Bola Tinubu have an opportunity to work together to address the challenges facing the Sahel region and to promote peace and prosperity for their people. The recent events in Nigeria have shocked the nation and the international community as a whole. The sudden death of President Muhammadu Buhari has left a void in leadership that will be difficult to fill. During this time of mourning, many world leaders have come forward to express their condolences and pay tribute to the late president. Among them is Ibrahim Traore, the controversial leader of Burkina Faso, who has been in the news lately for his anti-government protests and calls for reform. Despite their differences, Traore has taken the time to express his deepest sympathies to the people of Nigeria and the Buhari family during this difficult time. In a message of condolence, Traore described Buhari as a charismatic leader who dedicated his life to public service. He praised Buhari's commitment to democracy, good governance, and the welfare of his people. Traore also highlighted Buhari's contributions to regional and international peace and security, as well as his efforts to promote economic growth and development. He specifically mentioned Buhari's role in the fight against Boko Haram and the Lake Chad Basin Commission, where Buhari worked tirelessly to find a peaceful solution to the conflict in the region. In addition to his leadership qualities, Traore also praised Buhari's personal qualities, such as his humility, integrity, and compassion. He described Buhari as a true servant leader who always put the needs of his people first and was always ready to listen to their concerns. Traore also expressed his admiration for Buhari's courage and resilience in the face of adversity, such as the numerous assassination attempts he survived during his political career. It is interesting to note that Traore's message of condolence came as a surprise to many people, given the fact that he had been a vocal critic of the Buhari administration. He had previously accused the Nigerian government of human rights abuses, corruption, and mismanagement of the economy. However, Traore's message of condolence shows that he is able to separate his political differences from his personal feelings of empathy and compassion. It also demonstrates his respect for the office of the president and the importance of national unity and solidarity during times of grief. Overall, Traore's message of condolence was a fitting tribute to the late President Buhari and a reminder of the positive impact he had on his country and the world. By acknowledging Buhari's contributions to peace, security, and development, Traore has shown that he is committed to working with the new Nigerian government to continue Buhari's legacy and build a better future for the country. In conclusion, Ibrahim Traore's condolence message to Nigeria during this difficult time is a commendable gesture. It shows that despite political differences, he has the ability to empathize and show compassion towards those who are grieving. As Nigeria moves forward under new leadership, it is important to remember the contributions of President Buhari and to work towards a brighter future for the country and the African continent as a whole. May the soul of President Buhari continue to rest in peace. Thank you for watching this video. We hope that you enjoyed it and learned something new. If you did, please don't forget to leave us a like and subscribe so that you can stay up to date on all of our latest content. And if you want to continue learning, we highly recommend checking out the links in the description below. They've been carefully selected to complement this video and provide you with a deeper understanding of the topic. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you next time.
As reactions continue to pour in from across the continent, one thing is clear. Africa is demanding respect, sovereignty, and accountability. Was this just a diplomatic misstep or a deeper sign of shifting global alliances? We'll be watching closely. If you found this story important, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more real, unfiltered African news. This is Talk of Africa 360, telling the stories that matter.